Hello, I'm Steve. This is the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have a standalone residential application here, where this is a screened-in room. It does have exposed beams in the ceiling area here. Let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. So I have 16 by 18. It actually shows 18.6, but the wall back here is extended 6 inches deep here. So, and then I also have a height of the apex of the rafters here, we'll call them, at 12.4. It could be a couple inches off, and that's fine. And then also the bottom or the top of this beam here, which goes throughout this whole space, at 8'6" off the ground. And let's see if there's anything else. We do have, like I said, this is screened in room, so you can see that these areas are screened in. I believe also that these are going to be windows that actually slide open and close. So that's kind of important in the fact that if that is true, then you will not need the hottest heater for the application at different times of the year. So if there's air movement from the screens, then you would want probably a little bit hotter of a unit. But if you're able to close and enclose this whole space into like a indoor type of living space, then and not have any wind movement, then a cooler unit would be just as well in the cooler times of the year. So just bear that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the screen here just so we can maneuver through this a little bit better. I'm going to give you a couple of different options. So first option I would probably go with, and I'm going to turn off the dimensions here. This would be the first option I'd go with. Probably would be 2 of the 6,000 watt units. These are 6,000 watt 240 volts, so 25 amps a piece. Now you would need to maneuver these brackets so that you are maintaining a 6-inch clearance above the heater itself. So you can see here I'm not quite making that 6 inches of clearance, so you may need to do a little extension bracket. Looks like we're probably like 2 inches into that wood. If we turned the bracket itself, let's go ahead and just do that real quick and take a look at what that does. And hold on one second here. Oops. And let's just say it's about 20 degrees roughly, maybe 25 degrees, 28. And then if we were to move it down, and I'm only showing this so that you can kind of see how you actually create the proper clearance. So that you can see the bracket in the back there is not proper, but the bracket in the front here is what we're maneuvering right now. And let's just go down 2 inches here, and you can see with that 2 inch, I'm going to put 1.75 of an inch, a little bit closer there. So yeah, you'd probably want to go with a little bit longer of a bracket. So I would go with the 2-inch extension bracket so that you can maintain that proper clearance here on top. And then also where this bracket meets, you may want to, so what I did here is I centered it within the span. So the interior span from here to here, centered the heater. Now you may want to move it to the left or to the right based on how far apart these rafters are. And so if we did that, we can do a quick maneuver here so you can see that these brackets will fit much closer than they were before. Here you may have to put a little block on this side here to make it fit properly. Now the reason I moved it to the left and not to the right is just because the seating is predominantly on the left side of the space. We do have a doorway here that swings in and a doorway over here that swings out, and we want to make sure that we are meeting the clearances to those items. I'm not quite sure if there's a door or a window on this portion here, the back wall, but we're not concerned about that because that's not really, it's a access point, it looks like, more than a seating position. So in any case, let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. You can see here with the footprint of heat, we're covering this space fairly decently. We're just missing the backs of this chair, but I think you know, this is infrared light waves, so this is an invisible light that you are seeing here in orange. You won't physically see this in real life. Infrared is invisible to the human eye. However, it does bend and stretch, and as it's traveling through space, it bends and stretches further and further apart until it absorbs into some sort of mass, that being chairs, tables, floors, or the human body. And so you will feel it out here. This is just not the ideal position. However, because this is a very well protected, I think this would be more than adequate. Now, going back to what I stated before, these are 6,000 watt units. What about maybe a 4,000 watt unit? Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and turn on the slimline units. So these are slimline units. Now, the one nice thing about the slimline unit is the bracket itself is you can maneuver its position on this little channel down here, so it can slide back and forth into this channel, as you can see here. And then you can, you know, place the bracket so that it meets up with your wood or your mounting position just fine. Now, these are 4,000 watt units, and you can see that the footprint is very similar. However, the intensity is not as hot, so it's not meeting the floor all the way. So if I turned on the CD 6024, you can see how the array comes all the way down to the floor. And then with the 4,000 watt units, they don't come all the way down to the floor. Now, this again is ideal application height. It's not that it doesn't travel to the floor, it's just that that is the ideal position. Now, with this being fully protected, meaning that these screened in areas are able to be enclosed, so that these are actually windows and screens, then a 4,000 watt unit would probably be just fine in most temperatures. Let's say, you know, below well, anything above, let's say, 50 degrees. If you're acclimated to lower temperatures, probably even below that, no problem. So the 4,000 watt unit is a very good choice. And then I didn't mention this before, but let's just go ahead and see. I have these at approximately 6 feet center to center. And basically what I did was I positioned one up here, and I came down 3.5 feet. And then one up here and came down 3.5 feet, and that gave me my 6 feet coverage. Noting that I'm fully penetrating this space out here as well. So that's where I came up with that 6 foot. And again, this is centered within that span from here to here again. And I think that's about it. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. And so yeah, these are the slimline 4,000 watts, 240 volts, and on either one of these heaters, so this 4,000 watt unit, I would probably recommend, because this is a climate that changes dramatically during the, you know, let's say early winter, late winters. I'd probably want a control system on this, or at least to turn these on and off independently of each other. And then if you were to use the 6,000 watt units, then definitely want to use a duplex switch so that you can go from 3,000 to 6,000 on each unit independently, or possibly using a control system so that you can go from 1% on to 100% on. That would give you the most complete controllability of the system itself, so you can basically make it so that you're comfortable at any moment of the year itself. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and would you kindly hit that like button? We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from you, and that's so important and helpful to us and others to find our channel. Thank you. Have an excellent day.